We all have enormous power as young men. The power to overcome things, the power to be better people, and the power to just overcome difficult, very difficult situations. What a story. What a story for your life. The glory, the heroicness of overcoming challenging adversity, everything like that. A proper rags to riches story. It shows everyone the underdog starts, how he starts out as nothing, builds himself up slowly, and eventually becomes the hero or the person in his life that overcomes every obstacle in his path. Um, think about this as though it's you. Most people don't. They just think they're a normal person, an NPC, an extra in a movie, just someone of minute significance in the world, someone a normal person. That's regularly thrown around. Um, Maybe they haven't said anything like this, but maybe this is you. You're not a normal person. You're a special person if you believe you are. If you believe you are, you can do anything, anything that you put all of your time into. In the same way, why do you think people treat you like a normal person? It's because you act like a normal person. If you act weird, people think you're weird. If you act strong, people begin to believe you're strong. If you act weak, people think you're weak. If you show no sign of strength, no sign of sticking up for yourself, no sign of doing hard things when the going gets tough or when things get difficult, people think you're weak. This might not even be true. Maybe you're weak in one scenario. This cascades into every other part. Too often we let our feelings impact our actions and what we do in our everyday lives. Think logically. If you're staring at a piece of cake and don't want to eat it, don't eat it. It's not a part of your goal, your mission, your dream. And I know that seems like a small detail to bring up, right? But people's dreams are killed off small decisions that they make regularly, right? If you eat a piece of cake every week you pass off your goals, your fitness goals, your dreams, your motivations. I know it's just a bad analogy about cake, right? But it's true. It's the same thing with is true. If you put off making that business, or you put off going and speaking to that girl, you put off this, you put off that, every single one of these cascades into the rest of your life. The best time to start anything, right fucking now. Just fucking get started. No matter how small you start, right? Remember I said it was rags to riches. You start small, you build up slowly, right? Don't do something too large at the moment when you first get started doing something, right? Whenever you start something new, always start with like the smallest possible thing, because you know why? Because it's encouraging when you do these small goals and you achieve them, right? And they're going to seem like really small things, like, I don't know, go to the gym and just step foot in the building and leave whenever you like. That's fair enough, right? That is a small goal. Maybe it seems insignificant to some people, but just the fact of actually getting there is an actual achievement. Anything you can do over and above that is a great achievement for your first time in there. Don't overwhelm yourself by saying to yourself you're going to do a 30-minute, 40 minutes, an hour session on your first time, because you're going to put yourself off. Your brain, you're just going to be overwhelmed pretty much, especially on a first day. You'll be exhausted. You might not do everything correctly. Just take your time with everything that you're doing in life. Lay each brick in your life as perfectly as you can lay it, and soon you'll become something of real value, something concrete, something immovable, something strong. But anyway, what was I going to say? The reason why I bring up the cake one was, what is it you feel after you have the cake when, like anything that's like a small distance away from your goal, something that brings you back. Say you're on a diet, you're striving for your goals, you're wanting to cut weight, you're reducing your calories, you're increasing your cardiovascular, your workouts are on point. If you have the bit of cake, right, sure, right, nothing really bad happens from it, right? You get the pleasure, you get that hit, it tastes good, it tastes amazing, very sweet when you're on a strict diet. What happens is, immediately afterwards, shame. Every single time. Why do you have the shame? You have the shame because you've immediately your brain knows. Because it knows what your goals are, it knows you've let yourself down. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself. Every single time, instant shame. Your brain knows, it's clever. It's not like you can ignore that sort of thing. And the shame is fucking savage. And worse than that is the regret. The regret afterwards, when you feel like you shouldn't have had the cake, you shouldn't have done that thing, you should have done that thing, whatever it is, right? That will stick with you for ages. And it's very, very soul crushing, right? There's nothing worse than knowing that you are the only thing that stopped you from achieving your goals. That's tough to deal with, right? Don't be that person. You want to be achieving your goals. You want to be making strides each day, each step, each week, each month towards what you're going to be doing. So, I don't know, cake in it. When we differ from our goals, we get kind of short-term pleasure from the cake, from not doing something difficult, like stuff like that. I tell you that the breaking from your goal will be far more painful in the long run from what it is that you think that you need, this instant gratification, this cake, this treat, this day off from the gym, this not starting that business, whatever it is. The worst thing as well that I've come to realize as well is the shame acts in two different ways. You're not really just letting yourself down, you're letting all those around you. And whenever it is that you're thinking of cheating on your diet or letting yourself go or slipping off the, slipping, like falling from where you've been, doing some bad stuff, just remember the title of this video. Your lack of dedication is an insult to those that believe in you. Think about that really seriously. How much it hurts to let other people down. There's people right now that believe in you. There are. Your friends, your family. In fact, maybe not your friends. Maybe your closest friends. They have really interest in your life, want to see you do well, and really, they want to see you do the best that you can. They know about your backstory, and they know how difficult your life's been, everything like that. Your family, of course, they want what's best for you. They might not know the direction for you to go to. They might not. In fact, that's very common nowadays. But they always want what's best for you. And if they want what's best in you, and they've seen the hard work you put in up until now, they'll have belief in you that you'll find your way. But you can't let these kind of slippery slopes get you when there's those kind of people relying on you. It leads to just you regretting a lot of different things, because a lot of our self-worth is tied to the worth that other people have for us. And some people say that's like, oh, you shouldn't tie it to yourself, know your worth, like be separate from that. And to some extent you should have a lot of self-confidence and self-worth, and knowing that you are a person of value, even despite that. But having said that, it's an excellent way to keep you on track. If you care about what other people think of you, if you really do, and you decide not to make bad decisions based on the way that they'll think of you, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a really good motivator. I mean, there are things that people don't do because their family don't want them to. Say taking hardcore drugs, getting really, 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 really drunk, to the extent where you're in hospital. Yeah, I'm sure that happens a lot with family. Like reasons why you don't do things. Do you swear in front of your family? Do you, I don't know, you're a different person in front of your family? Your closest friend, do you a different person in front of them? I think some of this is true. In this way, we all want to shift our focus from pleasure to purpose. If we can do this and change our unproductive, pleasureful activities for purposeful ones, like positive, purposeful activities that don't hamper our goals, will become far more likely and more easily achieving our goals, which is great. How many times do you want to be the person that regrets not reaching their goal for the rest of their life? Because I don't want to be. Think about the much better life you would have if you made these positive decisions and no bad decisions. We need to derive positive feedback from sticking on our path and making strides towards our goals every day. I think that's the gist of the video. If you find any value in this, then leave a like and leave any comments that you might have for this topic. Alright, thanks for watching.